Welcome to the Surrey Experience.
Hey, what's going on? Welcome to the Surrey Experience, episode 20. Can't believe I've already recorded 20 of these fucking things. I haven't done 20 of anything in my life, ever. So, fuck, man, this fucking cough, dude. I've had this cough for like the last couple weeks, and it just won't go away. Plus, I just got back from Victoria, right, on the weekend, and like, I was nonstop, 24 hours, like, boozing, like, fucking shotgunning beers, tequila, all that shit, and it just fucked up my throat even more. So underrated though, man. Victoria, British Columbia, I forgot how awesome that place is. The nightlife, the views, all the places to go. Great little local fuck off spot. I had a great time out there. Went on like a 3-day bender. Now I'm just like disgusted with myself. I'm actually going to stop drinking after that fucking weekend. I know I say this shit every week on this podcast, but I swear to God, man, this time I'm serious. No more drinking for the remainder of 2016, which is like, what is it today? Like the 16th of November. So that means like 45 days. Fuck, that sounds like Mission Impossible. But yeah, man, did you guys watch the fights on the weekend? I fucking call that shit. Conor McGregor round 2 knockout. That guy is the fucking man. My favorite fighter of all time, dude. Conor McGregor. You'll do fucking Newton. He's like a fucking comedian that could like break your face with his fists. Dude, if you're not a fucking UFC fan, you gotta watch this guy fight. You don't even have to watch him fight. Just watch his fucking press conferences. They are hilarious, dude. Just the greatest. I have to watch that guy fight live, man. Next time he fights, he'll probably fight in like Vegas against Nate Diaz or something. I gotta go to that. I have to. That's like a bucket list for me. I have to see that guy fight live once. I saw George St. Pierre fight live, who's my favorite fighter before that. And now I gotta watch Conor McGregor, man. This guy is a fucking legend, dude. Legend. We watched the fights at like this like biker bar in Victoria, which was like the worst spot to watch it, right? So we're in there. It's me and two of my buddies, and we're the only brown guys in that fucking bar, right? And there's this fucking guy, like this biker dude. He was wearing like his cuts. He looked like fucking Opie from Sons of Anarchy, right? The guy was like staring at us the whole time. I don't know. It was fucking a weird vibe. No one like really did anything racist to us. Like no one called me a shit skin or nothing. But I don't know, man. The guy just kept staring at us. Like felt so out of place. I felt like a Muslim guy at like Ground Zero or some shit. Fuck, man. This fucking cough, dude. 1 second. Fuck, I had to take the inhaler in. My fucking doctor gave me this inhaler and it doesn't do shit. Normally, I never go to the fucking doctor, right? But I was like having trouble breathing. So I go to the doctor, right? And she starts like checking my breath with her little stethoscope thingy, right? I can't even say that. Stethoscope. Right? And she's like to me, so, do you smoke? Right? And I'm like, not cigarettes. Right? So she's like, how often do you smoke marijuana? Right? And I was like, I don't know, like 3 times a week. I didn't have the heart to tell her it was like 3 times a day. Right? Then she's like, okay, if you want your cough to go away, then you're going to have to stop smoking marijuana for like the next 2 weeks. I was like, 2 fucking weeks? That's not even possible for me. I'm such a stoner, right? I'm like, what if I just use a vaporizer? Can I smoke weed then? She's like, no, absolutely not. She's like, it's still smoke going into your lungs. That's really bad for you right now, right? It's just like, dude, what the fuck am I supposed to do? It's gonna be like the shittiest 2 weeks of my life. I'm almost considering just like continuing to blaze and like just dealing with the consequences. Like, what's the worst that can happen, you know? The cough's not even that bad, to be honest with you. That's like me trying to convince myself. I don't know, man. I think I'd rather die than like not be high for the next 2 weeks. I just need a little bit, you know, because I don't abuse it. I use marijuana like a supplement. Like if I'm going to go to the gym, I can't take pre-workout because it like totally fucks my stomach up. So I just like take 3 hits out of a joint. I put on some AC/DC and I have like the best workout ever. That's the key though, 3 hits. If you plan on doing anything productive, just take 3 hits out of a joint and it'll make the experience so much more pleasant and more enjoyable. Anything past like that 3 hit mark, you're going to want to like go to McDonald's and get a Big Mac. But if you can just somehow manage to keep it under that 3 hit threshold, you can get so much shit accomplished. Like when I need to get work done on my website, I don't drink a coffee. I just take 3 hits out of a joint and I get to work. Because my chacha has like diabetes and I'm trying to keep my sugar intake at a minimum, you know? Even when I record this stupid fucking podcast, I just take 3 hits and it helps me run my mouth. I don't know, man. Weed is just, it's the most beautiful drug in the world. It makes everyone happier. It makes everyone nicer. And it has like no health effects, you know? Fuck, sorry. So to hell with my doctor. I'm going against her advice and I'm smoking a joint tonight, right after I record this fucking podcast. Hopefully there's still a dealer that's up and awake. You can't get weed past midnight in Surrey, but if you want like blow, you can get it at like 3 a.m. for some fucking reason. But before I go, I gotta say congratulations to President-elect Donald Trump on pulling off the biggest upset in history, man. That was a bigger upset than when Buster Douglas knocked out Mike Tyson. It was a bigger upset than when Matt Serra knocked out George St. Pierre. I don't know, man. That I thought Hillary had it in the bag. Like, I was ready to throw some money down on Hillary. That's how confident I was. Boy, was I wrong, dude. I was actually starting to, like, root for Donald towards the end. And not because I, like, agree with any of his policies. I think the guy's an absolute piece of shit. But I just fucking hate Hillary Clinton with a passion. She's, like, the scum of the earth, man. She's probably the most corrupt politician of the 21st century. And I just wanted the Democratic Party to lose so bad because they totally fucked over Bernie Sanders. Did you guys see those like emails that WikiLeaks released? They totally rigged the election. Like the Democrats totally rigged the primary so that Hillary would win over Bernie Sanders. If you haven't like Googled those emails, you should definitely check them out, man. I would read them on here, but my fucking voice is about to go. But yeah, man. So they totally rigged the election, like the primaries for Hillary. So Hillary became the nominee at the Democratic side. And then Trump came along and smacked him in the face with this stupid toupee. That's an advantage of being brown, right? Whenever our hair like really starts to go out, we could just like throw a fucking turban on, pair it with like the same color shirt, and we look like pimps, you know? White guys, they like either have to wear an ugly ass toupee like Trump does, or they have to just like accept male pattern baldness. Yeah, and then right after Donald Trump won, like Canada's immigration site crashed, which I found hilarious, man. I love how people think like there's no racism in Canada. Like we live in some like equal utopian world where like everyone's patting each other on the back. Nah, dude, there's plenty of racists in Canada. They're just like really subtle, you know? They're not as loud as the racists in America. Like the racists in Canada are just really quiet. They won't like hold the door open for you, and they'll like never say thank you to you. People here are still racist as fuck. They're just like really Canadian about it. And it's hilarious that Americans think that they could just move here. Like any city like one of these liberal fucking Americans would want to live in is expensive as fuck. Like Vancouver, Toronto, Montreal. It's not like these Americans are going to move to like Sault Ste. Marie or some shit. You know? They'll like freeze our balls off, man. It's cold as shit down here. And you can't just move here. You know how hard it is to immigrate to Canada? My dad had to like marry a Canadian citizen, then pop out my brother before they let his immigrant ass in. And that was back in the 80s. So I don't know, man. All you fucking Americans crying over Trump getting elected, you guys need to just relax, dude. Stay put. Nothing's going to change. Everything's going to be fine. Because the president doesn't really run the country. Money and oil and war run the United States. So if you were happy with your day-to-day life in like 2015, it's going to be the exact same thing in 2017. So stay in America. Do not come to fucking Canada, all right? All right. I think I made my point. But I'm going to get into the questions for the week. I'm not going to go too long here, man. My like fucking throat's really sore and my voice is starting to go out. So I'll go through a couple of the reads here. 1 second. Let me just open them up. Okay. First question. Hey man, huge fan of the podcast. I'm writing you because I need your help. I'm a white guy who just moved to Surrey a few years ago, and I finally got a date with a brown girl. This is uncharted territory for me because I've only been with white girls before this. Now that the date is getting closer, I realize I am royally fucked. What am I supposed to do on a date? What am I supposed to do on a first date with an Indian girl? Is there any customs or traditions I should be aware of? Nah, dude, you're going on a date. You're not fucking marrying her. All right. Is there any particular restaurants you would recommend? I could really use your help because I really want to get with this girl and not just in her pants. Aw, isn't that sweet? It's definitely a fucking white guy writing this email. Okay, what should I do? Just treat it like a normal date, man. I would pick her up. Definitely don't go to her house. Don't knock on the door. Let her come outside. As far as restaurants and like traditions, no, man. Just do like my honest personal advice would be do some white shit. Like take her like snowboarding or skiing, right? Or like take her to like look at Christmas lights, like the whitest shit you could think of, because chances are if this girl's going out with you, the last thing she's going to want to do is Indian shit, and this girl is like more Canadian than she is Indian. She has more in common with you than she would with some fucking guy from India. So don't worry about it, man. Don't stress about it. Just treat it like a normal date. Do something that she's probably never done, which is like white shit, like broaden her fucking horizons. You know what I mean? Take her on a date where, she'll never forget something she's never done before. And I bet you she's never gone skiing or snowboarding because we don't do that out here. So that would be my advice, man. Just treat it like a normal date. Just do what you would normally do because she's more Canadian than she is Indian. All right? All right. I'll do one more here. Let's see. There's some fucking water. All right. Let me start off by saying I love your podcast so much. I get so happy when you post a podcast. You should post more because these podcasts are now addictional. Thank you. All right. Anyway, my question was, how do I talk to this guy who I think is attractive and I want to get with? He's in grade 12 and I'm in grade 9. I see him in the hallways. You're in grade 9 and you're listening to this fucking podcast? What's wrong with you, dude? Don't your parents have like fucking adult filters on their fucking internet? I don't know. Okay, so carrying on. I see him in the hallways and we have made eye contact. I've never been with the guy or had anything with a guy, but I think now is the time to practice to become a girl from Surrey. By the way, I'm not even from Surrey. I'm from South Van. #VanJack. I'm kind of on the bigger side, 6 foot tall, and kind of moti. But whatever, right? I need to know how to start this awkward conversation. Should I stop in the hallway and take him aside? Should I ask him his name or IG? Help, he's kind of the Jack type, which I love. Wow, that's the first time I've heard a brown girl say they like the Jack type. Chicks in Surrey like never say that. They say they hate Jacks, right? But then they all end up like fucking marrying one for some reason, which never made sense to me. But so you're in grade 9, so you're like what, 14, 15, and he's in grade 12. You should be like trying to get with the guy more your age. That would be my advice. Because this guy's probably like 17, 18. I don't know, but if you really like this guy, it's easy in high school, like just go by his locker, drop your like binder on the ground, and if he like helps you pick it up, right, that means he's probably into you. Right? Like some fucking Saved by the Bell shit. Yeah, if you're nervous, I would go the like online or like the phone route, get his Instagram. You can even like wait till like a school dance or something. I don't know, dude. I personally think you're way too young to be like getting involved with the guy that age. But yeah, just go talk to him. If you guys have made eye contact, I bet you he's into you. But yeah, man, be careful. The Jack type, they could bite you in the ass real quick. So if you're really into him, I would go talk to him. And if you're nervous to talk to him, I would get his number somehow or message him online, get his like Instagram or whatever these fucking kids do, Snapchat, and just go for it. But my personal advice, if I was like telling one of my little cousins, I would be like, maybe you should like get with the guy more your age and like play it cool, because he's gonna have way more experience than you. He's gonna have way more like leverage, So my advice would be like, fuck that, man. Just stay in your lanes, stay in your grade. Maybe like a grade 10 guy. Go for a grade 10 guy. I don't know, but I think that age gap's a little too much. So my advice would be talk to someone more your age. I don't know. that was really responsible advice I just gave there, I think. But I hope it all works out for you. I'm rooting for you. Let me know. You can email me back and if you have any other questions. So that's going to be the podcast for this week. My voice is going out, and I really, really, really want to smoke a joint. So I'm going to get the fuck out of here. But before I go, I just want to tell everyone to check out my boy Chunni Nat's new video on YouTube. It's fucking hilarious, dude. My boy Abhiraj, the world famous Abhiraj from the Bay, is in it. And they fucking killed it, man. Let me pull up his YouTube channel 1 second. I had it here. Okay, yeah. So it's Chunni Nat A-N. So Nattan. It's like this video where they're like doing this a newscasting. It's fucking hilarious. I'm not gonna spoil it for you guys, but definitely go check him out. Subscribe to his shit. Subscribe to my shit. And I also want to thank everyone that followed me at Parlay Wolf. I got a bunch of new followers from Surrey, which I'm really happy about. So thank you guys. I really appreciate everyone that's been listening to my stupid fucking podcast. And I'll talk to you guys next week. Ish.